while it bothered him, it wasn't shocking to him.
Isn't the fact that it's not shocking to people shocking?
That's the problem.
I'm not being over dramatic here.
No, you're not. Here's the challenge I think that we have. Here's the challenge I've had a lot of times. Okay, let me first with regard to Mark Wayne. He said yes, let's work together on this. I said, Mark Wayne, I want Democrats involved. He said we can get Democrats involved. We can do this. Here's our biggest problem. As you know, we always butt up against the sovereignty issue. The sovereignty issue. Self-governance without self-discipline leads to self-destruction. But sovereignty is what was sought. Sovereignty is what was given. And for me, as the great white man, to come in and somehow disrupt that sovereignty, as you know, is offensive to leaders who are sovereign and are elected by the people that they're governing, that are experiencing this abuse. So this dual citizenship issue, this dual leadership issue, is constantly challenging. So, who do we hold accountable? Well, in the federal government, we hold the Bureau of Indian Affairs accountable. I think that's where my role is as a oversight, a member of the oversight body, Congress, is that we can hold the Bureau of Indian Affairs accountable. How do we do that? But through hearings. So, I appreciate both your heart and your frustration, and I share both. Because as you know, I've been roundly criticized for being critical. Well, there's nothing quite like criticizing somebody to get a lot, and a lot of people who I think their heart is right, jump all over me for being insensitive as a Republican when I'm stating facts about it.
I don't think this is a political situation. This is a human thing, and we're all Americans. And tonight when we go to bed, I mean, there's going to be 3 kids in the state of North Dakota, and that's the government figure, so that's low. 3 kids under the age of 18 that will be raped tonight when they go to bed. They're Americans. That's pretty shocking. That's North Dakota. That's not the other 536 reservations across the country.
So as we get into this, and as I dive into something that, you know, that's going to be hard to get, it's going to be hard to do, you know, what then is the government's response? In other words, let's say we have an oversight here. We identify this horrendous abuse, and we say to sovereign leaders of sovereign nations within our borders, this can't be allowed to continue. When they say, wait a minute, you know, we have things like Indian Child Welfare Act that guarantees certain things. It says you don't have anything to say about this. We're talking about undoing decades, if not a couple of centuries, of issues.
Is it not the government, the American government, the per se white government's job to investigate any heinous crime on federal land?
It certainly is.
Is rape a heinous crime?
It is, and so are we seeing the type of prosecution coming out of the U.S. Attorney's Office under the direction of Eric Holder and the Attorney General of the United States? I don't know. Were we previous to this president? No. So I think the answer to both those questions is no. But on the other hand, have we given the FBI and then the resources? Have we given the Bureau of Indian Affairs the authority and the resources to do their job, or is this just gross incompetence? Those are the things we have to do.
Gross incompetence. In the time that I was at Spirit Lake, I personally was involved at least with 1 child rape case a week. Timothy Purdon's office has charged 0 of them. 0.
Well, I hesitate a little bit because you said it's not a political issue, it's a human issue. It is a human issue. But it also becomes a political issue when if you're relying on a certain constituency or you're relying on certain leadership for your political base of support, sometimes things are different. So that said, I've been reckless my whole political career. So I say what's on my heart, and I say it the way I see it, and sometimes that gets me in trouble, and people will videotape me with their phones, and they'll play it on YouTube, and I'll get phone calls from reporters, and they'll get the Huffington Post to write critical things, and then they'll use it in campaign ads, and to that I say, if it saves a child, so be it.
Well, thank you for that.
If it saves a child, so be it. So thank you.